You never really know a house until you've lived in it for a while. At first, everything seems normal. The creaky floorboards, the occasional draft, the way the walls seem to groan late at night as the house settles. But sometimes, those sounds aren't just the house. Sometimes, something is listening. When Mara and Jake moved into the old Victorian house at the edge of town, they were ecstatic. It was a steal. A 6-bedroom house for half the price of a cramped apartment in the city. The realtor had mentioned something about the house sitting vacant for years, but they hadn't cared. It was their dream home. The first night was uneventful, aside from the usual noises of an aging house. But by the second night, Mara noticed something strange. As she lay in bed half asleep, she swore she heard whispers. Not outside, not in the hallway, but inside the walls. The next morning, she brushed it off. Old pipes, she told herself. But that night, the whispering returned, accompanied by something else. A faint, rhythmic ticking, like nails tapping against the wood. Jake was skeptical, but he promised to check it out. They searched every inch of that house but found nothing unusual. No hidden speakers, no open vents, no rodents. But the sounds persisted. It always started around 3 a.m. and lasted precisely 7 minutes. And the more Mara listened, the more she began to hear the words, "Let me out." Determined to find the source, they pulled old wallpaper from the bedroom wall and discovered a hidden crawl space. They hadn't noticed before, but it was a tiny dusted-covered room with only one thing inside, an old antique rocking chair that faced the wall. And as Jake stepped forward, the chair began to rock on its own. They ran. The next morning, Jake found an old leather-bound journal buried in the basement. The entries belonged to a man named Edward Hastings, a former tenant from the 1800s. His writings grew more paranoid over time, rambling about the watcher in the walls, an entity that moved between the spaces, whispering secrets, growing stronger with every person who lived there. The final entry chilled them both to the bone. The watcher grows restless. It needs new eyes. If you hear the ticking, it's already chosen you. That night, Mara woke up to find Jake sitting on the edge of the bed, his back to her, his head cocked slightly, listening. "Jake?" she whispered, but he didn't respond. Then she heard it, the ticking, louder than before, coming from the walls, the floor, the ceiling. It surrounded her, and as she reached for Jake, he slowly turned his head towards her, his eyes no longer his own. They were black, empty. The last thing Mara heard before the darkness consumed her was a whisper from in the walls. "Your turn."